Biden. This has been one of the top stories I've been following this year. And Democratic media and a lot of Biden supporters right now are in denial about what's going to happen. We're about to show you guys a clip here later of Biden speaking, and he's heckled by peace activists not once, Rome, not twice, Rome, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, 13 times, Rome, today.
Ooh.
He was heckled so much by people calling him out for a genocide. After like the first few, they stopped paying attention, and Biden would kept talking through the hecklers. So we'll cover that soon. This is why. Rome, I don't know if you can make it, man, but I'm gonna try my best to make Chicago because the Chicago DNC convention is gonna be like 68 all over again. We're gonna see chaos at the DNC convention. And this is why. A fraying coalition, Black, brown, Hispanic young voters abandoned Biden as election year began. Isn't that a good feel headline, Rome? And because now I'm seeing this unity between Black America and Palestinians and Africans in the way I've never seen before. Yes. There's always been this historical connection between our peoples from the Fred Hampton Black Panthers days. But now we are united to the hip to destroy Jim Crow Joe. And I have a fantastic guest today because now we in the election year. We have the corporate media establishment that have been doing their best to avoid this story. They can't ignore it forever, because the numbers are only growing. I still think they're underestimating the amount that this movement is activating Muslim voters because Biden dehumanized them. So I'm gonna play this clip. We played one clip yesterday on the Nick and CJ show with Misty and Nico House, where you had one of the older gentlemen speak on this. So now this is part 2 of the Face of Nation Abandoned Biden segment, where you hear from this younger woman here, and she explained the reason why she could never ever vote for Joe Biden. And after she does so, liberals proceeded to have an absolute fucking meltdown. So let's play the clip, and I'll get your reaction, Rome. But let's play this clip.
Saba, you said reproductive rights are a huge factor for you, but that you probably won't vote for President Biden.
I think it would be hypocritical of me to use reproductive rights as a way to justify voting for Biden when Biden is aiding and sending military aid to Israel, which is airstriking Gaza and blocking humanitarian aid, leading to women there who are pregnant, either getting C-sections without anesthesia, not being able to be provided with prenatal.
Saba.
Boom! Headshot. Headshot. And I feel vindicated because I was like, man, I don't know if I went too far the other day. I literally said yesterday, wrong, before I even seen this clip. I was like, if liberal suburban white women think I'm going to vote for Genocide Joe so they can have abortions, they're out of their damn mind.
When people being forced to have abortions, that's some selfish ass shit to even look at the world like that. Like, well, I'm about to get mine. I don't know about you, and I just blanked that whole part of the world out. Like that's evil at some point, you know. Especially if you know what's going on and you just like fuck it. That's evil.
And that point is so devastating. You have shit libs. I explained to you guys before. I have faced racism from no other group more than white liberals, especially as someone who refused to vote for Clinton, Biden, Zionists in general. You have Zionists that will say, look at this person being anti-establishment. I mean, anti-Semitic because he opposed genocide. Nick is anti-Semitic because he opposed genocide. Look at this anti-Semitic monkey.
Man.
Rome, you know I'm not lying. Every black person seen this. Like, there's be these Zionists on X and social media that stand for anti-Semitism while saying the most unhinged racist garbage at us.
And even though
look at this anti-Semitic monkey.
I did call for the end of Israel on my Twitter not too long ago, and you should have seen, like, if you go and look at the hidden tweets, the hidden replies, oh my God, they were saying all types of, like, it was Jim Crow era. Like, they are very comfortable in their racism, and this is why, and they wonder why they wonder why the world don't support them. Like, man.
Dude, this clip, because remember, Democrats' primary strategy was to use abortion to get them to vote, right? So that was their, like, ace in the hole. They were like, all right, we're not tripping. We ain't worried. They're going to come back after the abortion thing. So this clip come out and goes viral. So now Democrats are really realizing their ace in the hole is not that strong. So you see the reactions. This is one of the people that reported on it. And you see, look, this is white liberals in a nutshell.
You see what's under this, though? That is crazy.
I'm going to read it for people who haven't seen it, and I'm going to get your reaction, Rome. This person's reaction to Saba speaking the truth is saying, laugh out loud, good. You're going to get exactly what you deserve from Trump. Huh? What we deserve, what she deserved. Holy shit, the masks are completely off. And this is why liberals are dangerous, because they will project this fantasy of violence they would love to see happen to us, and we don't enable their power, correct?
Yes.
And you had this person who's in shambles who just simply said, how do you talk to this voter? How do you talk to the anti-genocide voter, Rome? I don't know. We're about to talk to her, though. So I'm going to bring my guest in here, Saba. Oh, there we go. Let's go. We got Saba in the house, who just broke the mind of liberals all over the internet today. So
I know.
So liberals want to know how you talk to this voter. So we're about to talk to you. Welcome to RBN. Saba, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited. I didn't really know what is going on. My phone's been like, ever since yesterday, I kid you not, every single second I am getting a notification that my phone, it was fully charged last night when I woke up to it dead. I went from 9 followers to like 2,000 some.
Wow. Yeah, that's and Saba's a warrior, fam.
Yeah.
Saba been clapping these people. These liberals been melting down and trying to, like, call her like a Republican agent, Trump enabler. And I've seen a few of them where you just ratio after ratio, destruction after destruction. But first, I want to ask you, like, explain to us, how did that get set up, that CNN interview? And then I'm going to discuss the abandoned Biden movement, your thoughts overall. But how did that get started?
So, okay, I'm going to say this and you're going to be like, how did this person get this? Like, so I was, I'm really active on my campus, like, you know, advocating and stuff like that. So I have a few community friends, and one of them texted me that morning saying, hey, I have somebody from CBS that wants like some to do a focus group. Do you want to be a part of it? And they're like, yeah. And then, so they sent me an email to contact. I didn't even contact the email. I think that everything in my life lined up for me to be there at that moment, because they ended up calling me that day and saying, hey, do you want to do it on Friday? I'm like, sure, yeah, I'd be happy to. An hour before, I texted them saying, I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. I had there was an issue with this movie screening we were having where we received a weird comment, and I wanted to like make sure everyone there is going to be safe and stuff. So I texted the Thassin, the other like gentleman that was in the video as well, the older man. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And he said, no way, you're going to be there. And I was like, I don't know. Like, and he's like, this is national. It could be big. You're going to be there. Yeah. So I went there, and it was an hour and a half. And that's the only line they've said. They've put.
Oh, Jesus. That's the same thing that happened when I talked to CNN. Man, I wish I could see the whole clip of Saba, because I feel like they realized they fucked up.
I even like in the beginning, I stated this, and the interviewer herself, like,
I want to hear everything.
Yeah. The interviewer herself, I don't think she liked a lot from what I said. She focused on the two ladies that were in the front because they were very like pro-Biden. And a lot of the questions that were directed towards me and Tassin were like, well, it's because you're a Muslim, right? Or you're a Palestinian. And I made it clear. I said, I'm not answering you as a Palestinian today. I will be answering you as an American, because every time I've spoken about Palestine, they've said to me they don't want to comment on foreign policy. So I said, I'm not commenting on foreign policy. And then I said, as an American, we've committed too many genocides throughout history. We were based on a genocide. Our entire country is built on a genocide and slavery. So the least that we can do is uphold the democracy and try our best to do it. And she gave me she's like, oh, wow, okay. And so
it was blowing her mind.
I really wish they kept that part, because I was just like, so a lot of the questions were just like, what would you do in this case? And I just like, that I kept stating my point and reaffirming. I kept saying, that's not how it is. I'm sorry, but I cannot I am going to be voting on the actual values, not the people claiming to have them. And they put me as a Democrat. I'm not going to lie to you. I could care less if they put anything like that. I am a person that is, I found out I don't really want to be affiliated with any parties, because don't lie on my name. Don't lie on my behalf. Don't lie on my name. And if you're going to put that title, uphold it, because just don't. And a lot of the things that people were saying, I kept coming back. I kept telling them. The Trump guy, he was saying something about the borders. He's like, you know what? The unsafety of the borders, a lot of illegal immigrants, they're just making us unsafe. And I kind of said, well, Sean, I've never woken up and thought, dang, I'm really feeling unsafe because of the illegal immigrants. But you know what makes me feel unsafe? Americans not having health care, not being able to have reproductive rights. The fact that there was a shooting at my school and we still don't have reformed gun control or anything like that. The president that we elected committing genocide, violating the Constitution, surpassing Congress. And you're going to talk to me about illegal immigrants? Excuse me, sir. And I said, if we're going to talk about illegal immigrants, at the end of the day, also, we all are residing on native land. Let's keep that in mind.
Based.
I had to look what that meant.
We found a gym, Rome. We found a gym. So this is so I don't Rome. I don't know if you remember this, but remember when I was on the Bernie campaign and I gave an interview with CNN, and we talked for 30 minutes, and I explained how Joe Biden's a segregationist. In the interview, the dude, I forgot the name of the CNN guy I was talking to, but he's a pretty well known guy. I was talking to him. He was sitting there bug eyed, there's no way we're airing any of this, sir. Because I explained, he was like, why are you in the race? I was like, I want to make sure that Jim Crow Joe don't win. He's a segregationist. We need Medicare. I was playing the wars. And, bro, out of that 30-minute conversation, they aired 5 seconds of it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that, bro?
Yeah. I just remember that. Damn, that was a while ago. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Saba. And then I'll pass you Rome after Saba. You can chime in after her, Rome. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I said they didn't even post my clip on TikTok. I think it's because it went so viral on Twitter. They cut it off when they posted that same clip.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna put Rome. Do you want to chime in? I'll put this thread up.
I remember when I was working for Bernie, and I was thinking about going with getting a job with Doctors Without Borders, because when I was out there, we was petitioning, and I was doing I was signing people up for what was that Bernie app? That Bernie, whatever the hell that shit was going on around that time.
Yeah,
so
some bullshit.
Yeah, and we was in front of a McDonald's. I mean, no, that wasn't the McDonald's. That was the Walmart. And man, I'm sorry. My brain farting, but I remember this. And this dude that came up with a camera, he was short black dude. He was like, "Hey, you want to do an interview? Blah blah. You out here helping people?" I'm like, "Yeah." We do an interview, and I'm just shitting on Joe Biden the whole time. Yep. He ain't even play it. They played me having basically in the background, but they played something totally different over the video. No, you heard nothing of what I said. And all the shit talking I was doing on Joe Biden, but that's what they do. They're going to control the narrative just as well as we're going to do here.
I mean, I really wish we can get the unedited footage because I know what happened when I talked to CNN. So I can only imagine the entire like exchange that you had with them, Saba. So you said they stopped calling on you after a while, and they started focusing on more of the Biden adjacent people, huh?
Yeah, I had to butt into the conversation. I think I got asked only, and one of the ladies, I think it was her name was Anne. What she was saying, me and Thassin kind of like we were sitting apart. There was a perfect opportunity for me to butt in, and we discussed it afterwards. He's like good one on, like he was like, that's a good one that you butted in on that one, because she goes, I'd rather have my reproductive rights like secure here than so many women having to go to like other countries and get hurt. And I said, sorry, Anne, I don't mean this like coming at you or anything. I'm just and I said, I don't know about you, Anne, but my religion, because I'm Muslim, guarantees me an abortion and also prioritizes my health first.
I had no idea about that.
Yes, in Islam, a woman, and I think it's up to, I'm not sure how many it is up to. Like, I'm not one to speak about it, but in Islam, the mother's health comes first. So at any point in the pregnancy where the mother could be in danger if she gives the baby, you can have an abortion. It's permissible. Or if the baby is going to be born and it's going to be having...
I did not know that. So couldn't... So in Missouri, guys, abortion's gone here. Yes, abortion's not a thing here. So couldn't Muslims argue that tramples on their freedom of religion in that case, the same way that some Orthodox Jews did? But anyway, I was just thinking out loud.
I was saying that, but nobody was listening to me back when Trump was in office. And it's also like in Islam as well, like, what was I going to say with that point? Like, women, like abortion, women's health, if you die while giving birth, you are automatically granted paradise because you struggled and you suffered while you are giving birth. I think a lot of people don't understand the term martyr. They think it's like if you go to jihad and then you fight. If you die while you are struggling, even natural disaster, if you drown, if you get struck by lightning, if you get hit, you still are a martyr because you died while suffering. And if you truly believe that, like you're in if you truly believe in God, at that point as a Muslim, and you just had the best like intent, the day you will be granted paradise automatically. If you do give birth to a child, the mother like starts a new slate, like you've given life, so as a reward your sins are wiped out, you're a new person. I don't think people realize how feminist Islam is, and it guarantees women's rights. And I told Anne, I said, I don't know about you, Anne, in my country and in my religion, I am guaranteed my rights. It's people like you from your country that come in and take them away.
Yes. That's a fantastic point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
And what's even weirder is seeing like the evangelical right Christians, the one they're responsible for the reason why there's no freedom to plan your family in Missouri. They then say that, we got to support the bombing of Gaza. Liberal women should support the bombing of Gaza because how they treat women. How do you react to that insane talking point? This is the idea of cultural imperialism that we call here, where people in America judge the culture of other countries. I don't even defend the culture because I don't know that much about it, because I don't even have to do that. I'm like, it's not our position to judge other countries. And if you care about women and children so much, you want them to have prosperous lives. How does bombing them fix that? Right.
And I'm just going to ask, do people here get paid maternal leave? Because we do.
Oh, absolutely not.
See,
absolutely not.
I don't even need to go into the rights of it at all. Do you get paid?
That's all we have to say.
Okay, if you are, even for the pro-life argument, whatever like that, you're pro-life, sure. Do you get paid when you give birth? Do you? Oh, I do.
Let's go.
And it's a good, and also I actually can take my vacation earlier than while I'm pregnant. Those last few months, they're harder. No questions asked. I'll just be like, see ya, guys. I'm going to go pop this baby out. Be back for my work.
Yeah. People
have one thing I do appreciate is you being young and being exposed to these people, their true intentions, because they will have you believe that they care about you or your community, your country or whatever. But as soon as you step out of line, look how they do us. Look how they do the black community. As soon as they see some black activists that's mad at their leaders or whatnot, they are quick to take Black Lives Matter out of their bio, or you try to use it against us to say, I march for you guys, you should, like, but I'm glad that you are being exposed to their true intentions.
Thank you. I think a lot of people, what I've noticed from this Twitter thing, I've never used Twitter. I didn't even know what based meant or ratioed. I looked them up. What I realized is that people are like, the fact that the Republicans are using my argument for their advantage, the Democrats are, liberals, conservative, when at the end of the day, it's like, the fact that you choose these political parties are because of the morals, that your morals, and they align with that. The fact that your morals are not aligning with that political party and you're debating it on the internet, take that energy, call your representatives, demand change, because we're still months away from Biden and from November or anything like that. Don't blame me saying I brought Trump into office. You actually brought Trump into office. And it's like, it's the same argument those people tell me when I say, why don't you do something about Palestine? I'm just one person. What can I do? If you're mad I'm not voting, I'm just one person. What can I do? You know?
Yeah.
If you have that argument about me, like with voting and stuff, then I'm going to hold you that same standard when I ask, okay, fine, convince me, call the representatives, do your part, do your job. And it's like, your morals should not be labeled by a name. Your morals should be labeled with you. Like, I think that my argument is so simple that it sounds dumb at times and it sounds like I'm some optimist or something like that. But I think the fact that the US government has done an exquisite job of making people feel entitled to other issues, that the fact they feel so entitled that it affects them, that they can comment on it like that much. When at the end of the day, reproductive rights should be a thing that is not even in the question, because reproduction is a necessary part of life. So that reproductive right is literally a cycle of us living. So get out of that, for one. Two, if you don't want an abortion, don't get one. Nobody is telling you that. You know what I mean? Let's put that money into foster care. And you see this, like, even in like more Muslim countries and stuff like that, you know, people like to use, well, you can't have abortions there and stuff like that. Well, also in our countries, you know, there is less need for an abortion because usually we have the resources and we have those steps that when somebody wants to get pregnant, it's usually in time when they want to have a baby. But also in issues that you might get an abortion for, those things are easily there and available and nobody really talks about it. And that's like, why are you telling people your business? Like, you want to get that little, like, do you. America has done a great job of creating a problem out of everything that now, yes. Like, there's debate which water bottle brand you like, Dasani, Aquafina, like whatever they're called. Like, maybe stick
just fighting over bullshit as they rob us, as they commit crimes.
Yes.
And I have my boy Q Anthony Mene in the background. Can't wait to bring him in. As I introduce, I want to read this tweet response you have, because this is the person that was like, how do you talk to this person?
I love that person. I love them because without them, I wouldn't like have done. And I'm like, they're a UMich voter. I go to Michigan State, so womp womp.
Well, I'm glad you're in Michigan because people don't know. Like, I have lived in Hamtramck, you know, I have lived close to Dearborn, so I have been around, you know, Muslims, Arabs, you know, a lot of people from the Middle East that come from all over, all of my life. And it's hilarious, the threats that these hypothetical threats that they send to me. Oh, well, Muslims will play soccer with your head. Well, why didn't they do that shit when I was 10 years old walking up the block? You know, because I have grown up around them my whole life. Like, it was a I forgot what they called it, church, but it was right there on my corner. So yes, if they have more than enough chances to do it, they have been nothing but helpful to us. You know, when we had went out, you know, they seen my mother going without. They helped my mother. You know, they helped my nephews a lot. You know, I had some beautiful neighbors. I had some beautiful neighbors out there in Hamtramck. So all these people saying these people will kill you, play with your head. They don't like black people. They don't like these people. No, they don't like you, motherfucker. Don't try to put that shit on me because I ain't did shit to them.
And it's like, if you think about it, like America and the Western world, like they're very, very racist, and they really want to make Arabs and also African Americans and Black people look like they're the enemy. Why? Because let's date back all the way to history. Back. What two like areas have the most resources that have built this country? Africa and the Middle East, flourishing in resources up into this day. And the fact that right now in Congo and Sudan as well, there's genocides happening. A man lit himself on fire to get noticed. And these people in my comments saying, well, what about Trump? No, tell him to get his orange butt out of here, because at the end of the day, these people that are diehard like Biden fans, I mean, you can tell him, hey, the fact that he knows you're there, you have the power. You're the one with the power that says, hey, I'm not voting for you unless you call for a ceasefire. Guess what's going to happen? Biden's going to want to win the election. Also, I don't think Biden and Trump should even be on the ballots. I mean, they're so old. I don't even know, like, can they even, like, they're so old. Like,
yeah, with that said, I want to bring our other guest, Q, in. This is a great time. I'm very interested in continuing to ask you about the movie. I want to bring our great friend Q, Anthony Omene, on. Thank you for joining us once again. Q, amazing writer, intellectual, activist. Thank you for joining us once again on Our Being Brother.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for inviting me. Y'all can hear me, right?
I know you probably were listening for a while and following the meltdown that white liberals and the establishment has been having in a reaction to Muslims pledging to abandon Biden. And I talked to someone who was part of the media arm of the Abandon Biden movement. He has an interview. Our interview should be released soon. I don't know exactly when. I got to reach out to him. But based on that conversation, based on hearing from Saba, like, this is a big thing. And the establishment is melting down. So I want to get, just to get started with you, Q, your reactions to liberal reactions to Saba and the Abandon Biden movement, if you want to take that on.
I mean, first of all, assalamu alaikum, sister. I saw the interview, and I saw the liberal reactions to it, and I said, man, like, I don't think these people understand that there's a whole lot of Black Muslims out there. And you know, when I see stuff like this, granted, I'm not an American, so I can't vote in the American election. But when I see stuff like that, I'm like, this is exactly what they think of you. You know, I remember because I was in college post 9/11. As a matter of fact, 9/11 was like just a few days after the start of my freshman year, and I saw the way that people went from just being sort of indifferent towards Muslims to just being like deeply racist. And I found that liberals kind of used the idea of the progressive Muslim, like the one that they made up in their own heads, as a tool to as a cudgel to beat conservatives over the head with. But when faced with what Muslims are actually like, not extremist and not necessarily progressive, not necessarily aligning with their own views, but being their own people, some being socially conservative and some not, they couldn't handle that. Right. So back then, like, LGBTQ organizations would advocate for invading Afghanistan to save women, to save LGBTQ people, etc. But really what they were doing was advocating for, you know, the armed expansion of empire. And it was sick, like seeing the protests in the UK, the US, etc. And they're basically acting like, you know, Muslim people that haven't seen the light of Western civilization are just a bunch of savages that have to be tamed, and they're doing this all over again now. So I think it's not working this time, and I think the reason that they're so loud about it is because they know it's not working, and they're desperate and they're backed into a corner. I think what the genocide in Gaza has exposed is that basically the idea of a Palestinian is a lot more attractive to them than actual Palestinians. So when Donald Trump, for example, agreed to have the embassy placed in Jerusalem, the U.S. embassy placed in Jerusalem, they were opposed to it. And when Middle Eastern countries essentially sold out Palestinians by signing on to it, they were opposed to it. But then when Joe Biden continues those policies, it's you know, what else can he do? You know, so like Donald Trump has unlimited power to do whatever he wants in the region, but Joe Biden's hands are suddenly tied. You know, they say things like, "Oh, you know, well, what's he supposed to do? Is he supposed to?
Are you supposed to go around Congress or something?
Is he? Yeah, exactly. Or is he supposed to? Is he supposed to like threaten Benjamin Netanyahu? Is he supposed to go over there and threaten him personally because he can't do anything? I mean, Israel is its own state. It's like, well, the United States, the weapons that the Israelis are using on Palestinians, they come from the United States.
And
So the moment that he cuts off arms and the moment that he cuts off funds, then the state of Israel has no means by which to conduct the genocide. But they don't want to admit that, because in their minds, Palestinian people and Muslim people more broadly are just a chess piece. They're just a tool. They're not actual human beings.
I think Saba want to chime in, and Rome, you can chime in. And then I want to show you guys Biden being booed and give you guys a reaction after that. But go ahead, Rome. I mean, Saba and then Rome.
I was just going to say, not to mention that we do fund them, and the fact that our police and the Israeli, like, IDF also train together. Israel is it's just the America in the Middle East, because even arguably, like, if you want to say that Israelis are indigenous to the land, which I believe that Jewish people are indigenous to the land, yes, because there were Jewish people there, Arab Jews. And doesn't mean that, like, it's just you are Arab, but you are Jewish, just like there's Christians. Jesus was an Arab, but that's not my point. And it's like, okay, if you do want to say, I think a more successful argument for Israel would have been not to alienate itself from the Middle Eastern world, speaking the language, taking the food, and saying, because after 80 years, if you're going to be speaking the language, kind of following like with everything, taking the food, I don't think the Palestinians would have existed that much. I'm speaking as a Palestinian, because you would have like pretty much taken over sneakily, you know, strategically. But if you want to, like, every single country in the Middle East is speaking Arabic, and you want to say that,
well, I mean, the Mizrahi Jews did speak the language. That was the problem, right? And then Israel essentially, whether through incite or whether through coercion, i.e., well, if you come over here, then you will get parcels of land, we will fund you, or through, you know, sabotage and like covert operations where they deliberately bombed and threatened people into leaving their countries. You know, and this happened in Iraq, it happened in Egypt, Syria, Yemen, etc. I mean, they were essentially integrated with the broader Arabic world. But the Israeli project essentially sought to put a wedge between Mizrahi Jews and their neighbors. So it's not as if like everybody was living in total harmony. I mean, every group, every ethnic minority within every country is going to have some sort of static or another. But the fact is, it looked nothing then like it does now. And the problem is that everybody seems to believe that the state of Arab-Jewish relations in the region has always been the way that it is now, that it's some sort of, you know, holy war lasting back to time immemorial. And that's just absolutely not true. It's only been that way for the past 100 years.
What's that? Rome, Saba, anything you want to add? And I want to move on to the next segment, but anything else you guys want to add before I move on?
I want to see these goddamn comments, because a lot of people thought she was a white woman, and then they got mad when they found out she wasn't a white woman. And I'm looking through it. I'm like, look at these dumb motherfuckers. I love it, man. I'm loving it. But
yeah.
Well, hold on. They thought you were white with that accent?
Okay. A lot of people don't hear the accent, but some people hear it. A lot of people, okay. I don't know if it's like Midwest.
The thing is, I went to University of Windsor, so I used to live like right next to Detroit, and I know that accent when I hear it. Mm-hmm. I was like, the only way that she would be white is if she was like, I don't know, like Chaldean or something, but she's not Chaldean.
Well, Chaldeans are. Well, actually, I'm not getting into that one.
I'm sorry. If you've ever seen their attitude, they're white to me.
I'm not. No comment. No comment. No comment. No comment.
I want to, because Sab, I know you got to get going here soon. I want to get your reaction to this, and we can dismiss you here. Because I want to show this video. People have no idea what's coming. Because Saba going off on Face the Nation is just the beginning. We are just getting started. Biden been hiding in his basement. He's not able to campaign. He's not functionally able. His administration is ran by the swamp, right? He's not doing anything. So whenever he does campaign, we get this. And I have a source, and this is new when I was putting this together. You had 13 individual instances of this in this one campaign event. So I'm going to play this one, and I want to get your reaction, Saba, and your final words. And I know you got a busy schedule, so I was going to get your reaction to this before we send you off. If you guys did not hear that because they quickly got rid of that motherfucker, listen to it again. He said, how many blood? Actually, let me just play it so I can get it right. He said genocide. I didn't catch that the first time. He said Genocide Joe. How many kids have to? And then they got him. And then you guys see the robots in the background. Probably one of the most disturbing stuff. But Saba, I'll give you last word before you gotta leave. And then me and Rome and Q, we will continue a little bit longer. But Saba, any thoughts on this and final overall thoughts on the movement to abandon Biden?
I think I don't. That video is just really funny because I've seen a lot of them like that. I hope people. Okay, before anybody gets more mad at me for putting Trump in the office, as if I have them both in my back pocket. Let me tell you this. I'll make you a deal, guys. I'll talk to them. Call your representatives for a ceasefire, and we hopefully can do this. Oh, and then my last thing, just remember 4 years ago when we elected Biden, the campaign was settled for Biden because we knew already he's not that great. So we need to keep that mindset. But I do have a question because I'm not really into the politics that much. I didn't expect my little clip to do what it does. But do you guys think it will have like some little, like maybe a little bit of an impact on like kind of this? Like I didn't think it was gonna be.
Already have it.
I don't fully understand like kind of like the
reason that it went viral in the first place is because the Biden boosters are deathly afraid of what looks to be an inevitability that if Donald Trump wins the nomination, he probably will clinch the election. Unfortunately, it was like 60% of Americans are against Biden's stance on Israel. And the fact that the levers of political power just don't seem to be responding to the average person. When somebody looks at a father putting the body parts of what used to be his child into a grocery bag, and then Joe Biden saying, well, I mean, Israel has to deal with Hamas terrorists. People are looking at that and looking at what's coming out of his mouth and saying, I can't support this. So unfortunately, the reason that they're like this and the reason that they're so mad at you is because it is working.
I hope they continue to be mad. It's really entertaining to me.
So I'm shocked.
And everybody follow her on Twitter. Everybody follow her. She should have way more than 2,000 followers now. Come on.
You mentioned at the beginning of this that you never used Twitter before.
No.
And it's crazy because if you guys haven't seen, she's clapping these She never used Twitter and she's clapping all these liberals that's going after her. I don't got time to show you guys, but
you can show a little bit. I want to see some of them because I think they're funny. Because I will wait because I didn't even know what the difference between a repost and a quote. I was just clicking buttons. I don't even know my password to log into my computer on it.
Don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that, sister. Get you a password manager.
I know. I figured it out for any ops watching. But I was like, I think that at the end of the day, people are mad at me. And I said this in the interview, but they didn't put it. I asked her, I said, okay, you want me to vote so badly, but if I can't even trust the president and the Congress and all the government to make sure that he's not violating the Constitution, how do I trust that the Electoral College isn't going to be like, it's not up to me. It's the Electoral College, but I'll talk to the president again. We're buddies. I had a dream. Yeah, go ahead.
So since Saba requested this, I wanted to show you guys some highlights of her just reacting, because this person who asked, how do you talk to this voter? This is her response. You guys see, this got 54,000 likes, 2.3 million views. You guys think I'm exaggerating how viral she fucking went, right?
I'm proud.
So she says, hello, this is me. I was speaking on the fact that I can't vote for someone who is not upholding the values he claimed to have. America has committed too many war crimes and genocides in the name of democracy, and we can't even uphold us. Shame on us. So you asked, I'm going to show you just two. These are the first two that come up. I've seen quite a few where Saba, a rookie on X, Twitter, on a rookie year, destroying the field. Look at this. This is Eric Friedman. Eric says, based on your tweet, it sounds more like you view America as the problem and that you believe neither candidate will solve America's problem. You are just using Gaza for polarization purposes. So you like easy work.
Oh yeah, I love a good clapback.
Easy money.
On campus, I introduced a bill to student government about Palestinian rights beginning of October. 9 hours. 9 hours of debate, and I was on it. I was like, me and like one other rep, because we introduced it. This is easy work. Twitter has nothing on me. I'm not scared of these people. I think they're funny.
I think you got leadership potential, Saba. Like if I would be dead honest. You got leadership potential. Like you have, and I'm not saying that just to gas you up, because I think everyone has a role in this movement. Not everyone is a leader. Not everyone can do what you do. So I hope that inspires you in some sense to see what's going on. Because based on, I was not expecting this at all. Like this has been a banger. You know what I mean? So you have the leadership ability.
She came on that scene like Wemby. It's crazy,
man. Keep it going, because a lot of people, they get these viral moments and they don't know how to, keep pushing on these issues. Keep, what I'm saying? Now it's time to really uplift your voice. Now it's really time to get out here. Now you got eyes on you. You might have some contracts in the future. You never know. Check your emails.
I'm trying my best to figure out my first tweet officially, but I think as guys are talking about their replies, my favorite reply that I've done was this guy that said that I look like a rat-faced commie.
Oh, I saw that one. Let me pull it up. Okay. I saw that one. I'm like, yep, she's the next generation, fam. Let me pull that one up in particular. But this is the reply you said to him. You said, I'm Palestinian. The only thing I am using Gaza for is exposing hypocrisy and truly showing us what resilience, strength, and most importantly, an unbelievable amount of courage and faith. You ratioed this guy by at least 7,000.
He probably was wishing all kind of deaths on her, like motherfucker.
So does ratioed mean when I reply and I get better answers?
Well, sorry, I forgot. You're not online like me. So ratio means how many likes you got compared to their likes. You see how this guy replied to you, he only got 400 likes. You got 7,000 likes in response to him, meaning you ratio them in a devastating fashion.
Wait, let me respond to him and say ratioed.
L plus ratio.
Now, I'm gonna show. This is the last time I'll get you out here. Cause I know you busy.
Yes.
Where's the reply that I found? Where you was doing the rat face comment? Then what the hell? I just saw it not too long ago. But this is the moment I knew you was the moment. I'm trying to find it. This is the moment where I knew you was based. Because I just look at her feed. Let me go on. I don't know why I can't find it because I replied.
No, the wildest part is when they try to go after people's looks that they know are not bad looking. Like,
right?
I'm sorry, but yeah, it's like, come on now.
And it'd be a faceless page at that. They don't even show their own goddamn face.
Yeah. So here's the last one show, and then we get you out of here. Like this is just another example of how mad liberals were. They just sending stuff like this. You're a rat-faced commie. So Bay Saba says, me training the workers to unite.
What was my favorite one? I thought. And also the Angel of Darkness. I'm not even gonna comment on that name. What it actually, because if he's gonna complain about me mentioning Gaza, and any of those, I'm not gonna say where that name comes from. Mm-hmm. But like, hello, sir, canceled. That's just not cool. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I should respond to a few people with comments like that. I'm trying to learn the lingo, learn the code.
Just be you. Just be you. You see that being you went viral. Being you got eyes on you. Just continue to be you. Don't fall into no trends. Don't fall into no cliques, no groups. If you want an organization, join your party. No plan. Enjoy your own. Build your own.
Yeah. The thing I've learned, Saba, before you go, I was going to say the thing that I've learned is that when it comes to people that are approaching you in good faith and people that are just genuinely curious and want to know more, just be kind and be patient. And when it comes to people that are approaching you in bad faith and that are just trying to tear you down, you have to be as cruel to them as possible. Just the worst thing that comes to mind to say, just let it out.
If you guys don't know, Q is one of the best clapback people on Twitter. If you guys don't know, so I know Q is probably listening to this very amused because you don't want to fuck with Q on Twitter. If you guys don't know, he's the motherfucker. But go ahead, Saba. I know you want to chime in.
No, yeah. I was gonna say, I think my favorite thing is that if somebody says something really cruel to me, like I find it like my response to it is that how do I like make it seem like, well, actually, I don't get unbothered. Anyone that says anything to me, because at the end of the day, you're the one taking your time to come comment this, and you're like, oh, what be the meanest thing to say on Twitter today to a 21-year-old? And And at the end of the day, it's like, what? I'm gonna read it and what? Cry about it? No. And but my favorite thing is to be like so like nonchalant and so like the rat thing. That's so funny to me, and I think it
is hilarious.
What they try to do is they try to overwhelm you. It's not about hurting your feelings now. Now it's a mental game. So I know you're new to Twitter. So now they like people have groups. I mean DM groups, and they would send everybody at you. They would mass report you, whatever it may be. So it's more of a mental game nowadays. So the insults, they're gonna come, but they're going to try to overwhelm you overall. So don't be afraid of that mute block button. That's going to probably be your best friend in a good minute. So especially when people start to vote and they see that their Daddy Biden is losing.
Oh no, Genocide Joe.
Saba, anything else you want to add? I know you said earlier you had to get out early for student.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you late. I want to make sure you stay on your studies. So any last words? Once again, this has been a very fun conversation. We're in the prehistoric stages of planning a Palestinian summit. You guys know we had the Jones Strike Summit, anti-war summit. So the Palestinian summit we plan later this year is going to be huge. So I'm going to extend the invitation to you right now. I would love to have you on. We have a lot of Palestinian activists, organizers, speakers. We don't have a day we're aiming for in a few months to have this. So we definitely will be reaching out, and any organizers that you know, like we putting the flavor out to anyone who care about this issue. We throwing a big summit, and I look forward to inviting you on that as well. So thank you for joining us. Any last words, Saba, before we send you off?
If you're in the Michigan area, please come to our protest on Friday, January the 29th against Alyssa Slotkin. It'll be right outside her office. Please come and ask her for a ceasefire.